at the ground floor. Two gentlemen at the door saw the need for behavioral practices at the core. Podcast, audio, video to the masses in hopes that the reach and impact the masses.
In the podcast system, thought-provoking content is considered especially heinous. In Long Beach, California, the two men dedicated to discussing these topics are members of an elite squad known as the Doormen. These are their stories.
Hello.
We are back.
Again.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
We're back after our it seems like very common hiatus.
Yeah.
We do the hiatus pretty often these days.
Life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. We are not professional podcasters, I guess.
No.
We are more like in our spare time.
Amateurs.
We're definitely amateurs. We're not getting paid.
Yes.
But you guys can change that.
That all solely lands on the viewers. So.
Right. You guys can change that. If you would like to Zelle me, I have a Zelle DM me. DM me for any.
Yeah, I got a lot of people giving me suggestions about how it can be better.
Okay. What are some of the suggestions?
Well, I was gonna say to be better. Money makes the world go round, right? So
yeah.
Venmo, Zelle, and
I prefer Zelle.
We'll do all the things that you would like us to do on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we only had 17 listens in the last episode.
I know, bro. I'm certain.
Fine.
You know, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, wow.
Hey, but we're still at it, though.
You know, at one point, Hitler had more listeners we've ever had.
Bro, that guy had
millions.
Hey, have you seen that? As a matter of fact, have you seen the... Anyway, welcome back to a brand new episode of The Doormen. We're your hosts, Evangelist.
Steven in the building.
So let's get that official introduction out of the way for those who are tuning in for the first time. But
all of our new listeners.
Back to the Hitler guy. Yeah. Have you seen the AI? So AI has been translating his speeches in English, giving him his voice, but him saying it in English, and
it was way off. He was like, "No, don't do these things."
No. It's exactly what you think it was, right? It's exactly what you
hateful.
Yeah, well. It's not all hateful, right?
It's hard to use the word inspiring with him.
It's not
It's hard.
So if you think about what's inspiring, if you think about what's motivating, it's kind of motivating, right? He was motivating his target audience, right? He was motivating his target audience to first off look at him as the Moses of his population, of his target audience, right? Mm-hmm. He was going to lead them into prosperity. He was claiming that he was standing up for his people, the rights of them, the right for them to, for their prosperity, for their forward movement, and then, let's go.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? And in the process, he kind of threw the hate in.
Speaking of AI, I've been seeing a lot of these redigitized, super cleared, washed up versions of JFK.
Washed up version.
Yeah, like very, very clear. Like as clear as you can get that film from back then.
But washed up versions, what are
brighter. It's
oh, okay.
It's
so
cleaned up.
Cleaner. Oh, yeah. So cleaner, not washed.
And I'll tell you right now, back then when it happened, it was very easy to say a shot came from the back, right?
Right.
Watching that clear footage, 100% that second shot came from behind. Front. No, came from the front.
Oh, so both of these came from the front.
The second one came, well, I don't know. I'm not a trajectory expert. But if you got shot in the throat,
okay,
right? What's your first reaction from the front?
So you're like, I mean, I don't know. So
yeah, I've never gotten shot in the throat. So
but I would imagine you get shot and then it's
you go back, right?
Yeah,
from the front.
Okay.
So the first shot, came from the back, and he went like this forward, and the second shot was, blew his face off, obviously, and he went like this into the lap of Jackie O.
So maybe
So there were definitely 2 shots.
Okay.
They were saying that the kill shot that hit him in the head was the only shot. Watching that still frame,
There were 2 shots.
Definitely 2 shots.
Okay.
And then the weirdest thing is if you watch it, you know the power of suggestion, how they say? You're reading the comments or the title of the photo, the video.
Right.
And they say the guy in the front seat definitely shot him the second time. And then you start seeing things. And you don't know if your eyes playing tricks on you.
Your eyes could definitely play tricks.
Or that's really what happened. But it definitely looks like a puff of smoke. Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up, but it's very interesting that all this JFK stuff, it comes back around almost every election.
What
The JFK
the potential that someone else could be.
Yes. It always comes back around this time.
Why do you think? Why do you think the popularity of that subject would resurface when it does?
Well, I think it is because just to get people thinking again, because as we said off air, nobody thinks anymore.
Yeah.
Like the power of thought is no longer.
Thought has become a just a non-existent practice, right? No one.
Right.
It's not just that no one thinks anymore, but thinking has become a bad idea,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because in order to think, you have to have some type of degree attached to you,
So they
or
say.
you have to have some type of some type of an expertise, right? And then it's not just an expertise that you claim, but it has to be an expertise that some organization or some agency or some association has given to you. It says, "Oh, I bestow on you this. Now you are a expert at this specific."
It's
thing.
also funny talking to Shelby about JFK because she was obviously I was too young. You were too young.
We were not alive.
Right.
Right. We were.
So she was way. She's younger than me, so she hadn't. I mean, she obviously knows about it,
right.
but she had no idea about Jack Ruby, no idea about Lee Harvey Oswald, no idea about the man in the white hat.
Wow.
So I was explaining this to her, and as you explain this to somebody who has no idea about it,
right.
you start, oh, well, that's, clearly what happened, right?
Right.
But the fact that, like, I'm positive it was the government had a hand in it for sure. The CIA for sure had a hand in it.
Yeah. With the amount of surveillance that they put on people, with the amount of, especially with technology, even in those days, right? Like they were able to tap phones, they were able to listen in on conversations.
The fact he was supposed to be in a hardtop vehicle,
right,
and he was in a convertible,
right,
going down a secondary road that he wasn't supposed to go down,
right.
The book depository was closed for the first time in like 15 years. Lee Harvey Oswald was a sniper with a troubled military past. Perfect patsy for the crime, right?
Right.
Didn't even make it out of the hallway before Jack Ruby shot him.
What do you mean didn't make it out of the hallway?
They arrested him where they arrested him, and they were taking him out.
It wasn't. Was it the same day?
No.
It wasn't on the same day.
But
right?
I'm saying they arrested him, and all he had to do was say, I don't know, somebody put me up to it.
So yeah.
And he didn't make it out of the hallway he was in before Jack Ruby put one in his gut.
Yeah. So before he was able to be heard.
Right.
And
you watch that the man in the white hat that they called, I forgot his name, Frank something. But the guy who was supposed to be guarding this massively important prisoner, right? That just killed the US president.
Right.
Takes a step back, and you saw it in slow motion. Looks at Jack Ruby, takes a step back, and then in that famous photo, he's just like, huh? As a cop. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, one thing a
lot of questions unanswered.
One thing you can say for sure, right? Again, we think, like, thinking is absolutely important, right? So here we go. Steven and I, we're like trying to think these things through, right? Like with the limited information that we have. Right?
We're like the Einsteins of the podcast world.
Is this a good idea for us to, trying to articulate our thoughts about it? It's absolutely a good idea. Why is it a good idea? Because someone may see this with some real expertise about it, Someone may see this and then get back at us, right? And then because of the way this thing works, right? Because of the way this conversation, and then it's broadcasted, and then the a lot of the comments you'll be able to see on, in the comment section. These thoughts are made public, and then like real information gets inputted, right? And that's what this technology is about, man. It shouldn't be about like, oh, you have no business talking about this. You have no business trying to think this through. There's a lot of people who do exactly this. They try to think things through, and then other people chime in with their less limited knowledge, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what the fuck we're supposed to do. God dang it. Yeah. Again, anyway, so why do you think during an election? Why do you think during an election period, like an election year, do you think this comes up? Do you think that there's some hope that it scares people or into voting a certain way, or is it?
I think it has the impact of it casts a shadow of doubt, right? Because that was so long ago, but it's still such. I mean, there are JFK documentaries coming out every fucking year, and this has happened in '63.
Right.
I mean, come on, dude.
I mean, all the information, according to what was supposed to be the case, every classified document should get clearance in 50 years.
Every year something else is released. Somebody else's opinion, somebody else's interview.
But official classified documents surrounding whatever event should have everything should be made public at this point. Right. It should be.
Well, there's the new
because
documentary
50 years have gone by.
On Prime, I think it is.
It's
called JFK, and it's the interviews of the 7 doctors that were in the ER with him, who were futilely trying to save this man's life, who had his head blown off. Like, as a doctor, medical doctor, somebody rolls in on a gurney with their face gone, I would be like, what do you want me to do? Huh? Like, he's missing 3/4 of his skull. There's not much we can do for him. Why there were 7 doctors working on him for 47 minutes is crazy. Crazy when you think about it.
What should have been done? What assessment should have been had, and then what conclusion should have been reached any sooner?
Stevie Wonder could have seen he was dead, right?
Okay.
At that point, you move on with the rules and regulations that you have.
Where does our conspiracy theory brains?
Why is there a documentary 60 years later that the 7 ER doctors that have been dead for a while, why is their interviews being published in a documentary now?
Claiming that they have something to do with it? What is the
No, not that they have something to do with it, but why is that necessary? Again, 7 doctors, medically trained people, walk into a room where the president's just been shot, and you're thinking, okay, maybe he got shot in the shoulder, and we're going to stitch him up. And you walk in, and you're like, it's the Headless Horseman. What are we supposed to do now? For 47 minutes.
Yeah.
I think they were in that room with the Secret Service,
trying to cover up
and saying,
"Is that what you're saying?
What are we supposed to say? We tried. We couldn't save his life." And back then, again, remember, nobody, unless you were there on the grassy knoll,
right,
and you saw his head blow up, and you saw the pink mist, you didn't know what happened. The car vanished. Again, this was in 1963.
Yeah.
The car sped away. All you heard was gunshots. The president's down. A couple hours later, the president died, assassinated.
You know,
they had to go down the steps. They had to go down and say, we had doctors try. And they probably never thought in a million years it would be this intriguing. That 60 years later, people are still digging into it.
Well, I think little bits of information get released from different sources, only because official documentation hasn't completely been made public.
Right. But why? Though?
Can we say that the government has something to do with it? I believe so. I believe the majority of Americans who know what happened, right, have some inkling that the government had their hand.
The other situation is too. There's so many people involved, right? Mm-hmm. You think from the lowest of the low, the guy who filled up the gas in the car that day,
okay, to
the Secret Service that was their sole responsibility was to keep that man alive. And they all failed. Yeah. And they all did the absolute wrong thing they could have done that day.
Now, do you think there was some type of leaked knowledge or awareness on the part of the Secret Service to say something like this was going to happen? Or do you think that agency specifically was kept in the dark?
I think that the Secret Service had to be in the dark for the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
But when you think about Kennedy was going to go to war with Cuba, right? The Bay of Pigs.
Yeah.
The whole Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right.
That thing ends on the 13th hour of it supposed to be, we're about to go down. They're about to shoot missiles at us. It ends. We're going to go to war with Cuba after, and then he gets shot.
And of course, that the war with Cuba was a proxy. Right. It was a proxy war through.
Sure.
It was Soviet nuclear weapons that were supposed to be there and whatnot. Anyway, I don't know that we have enough information to give.
We have enough information to cast a shadow.
This is what
doubt.
This is what we do have enough information to do. To say our government and individuals and groups of individuals in our government have the ability to be absolutely corrupt.
Yes.
Power corrupts.
Right.
And then, in making future decisions to elect or to, elect people out, you should, people who chase the power should absolutely be, it should be a part of your checklist. If the power is being pursued and, the power to maybe control what it is we do on a day-to-day basis, then we should definitely key into these ideas and say, okay, well, I don't necessarily want that guy in here.
I wanted to ask your opinion on a couple things.
What's that?
Being the truck driver that you are, what do you think about this new truck mandate that Sleepy Joe is putting out there, that all new trucks or any truck on the road by 2035 has to be clean fuel, hydrogen.
So this
natural
is
gas.
This is the thing. If you have the infrastructure to implement these policies, by all means,
sure,
right? Mm-hmm. By all means, put them into play. But if the lack of infrastructure implementation makes it more costly on Americans, on the average American, because it's our dollars that pay into these taxes, right? See, our taxes are our taxes pay into into the government so much so that these guys are able to give billions,
hundreds of
billions of dollars to things that have very little to do with our daily operations, right? It may have, indirect effect on us, so let's take the war in Ukraine. So yeah, if Putin gets his way, conquers all of Ukraine, takes it over, brings it into Russia once again, and allows it to be a part of Russia, is there a potential for him to go after other countries? Sure, I guess you could say that, right? But
I don't get why Ukraine is such a important cog in the next step to take over the United States.
Well, at one point they were calling
the location.
They were calling it the breadbasket of Europe and They were calling it the breadbasket at one point, right? Because there was a lot of agriculture going on. I don't know exactly what's going on there now. I know one of the reasons why he wanted the parts of the Ukraine that he's currently in control over is because of the ports. So when you have access to ports, you have access to goods coming in and out.
What about the money that we send over for this relief that all the people in power are just getting rich and buying boats and cars and houses?
Right. So that's the part of the thinking that we need to, participate in more. Right. Like why are these Ukrainian oligarchs, Ukrainian politicians, Ukrainian most of these people in the Ukrainian authoritative body, why are they benefiting so obviously from it? Those are the things that we need to be questioning. So is it a matter of like, do we want Ukraine to have its independence? Sure, you would want any country to gain its independence, right? Is there potential corruption going on within the Ukraine? I think you can make that connection, right? I think you're able to make that connection, through the, through all of the things that we're hearing about, like, let's say the Hunter Biden, his ability to move freely in and out of the Burisma corporation, right? With little to no experience about what it is that company produces, right? Yeah. So can we say that there was some corruption? Man, I'm pretty sure anybody who is looking to activate their brains, thinking about
right,
Hunter Biden and potentially his dad's affiliation.
You say that you would want anybody to have independence, which is it's sure,
yeah.
But never in my life have I laid my head on my pillow thinking, I really wish that Ukraine was free.
Sure.
Because I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you and I, we're average blue collar working men.
Yeah.
Here in a country that we love. So yeah, of course, we're not going to be thinking about those things.
I would say most people don't care until it's time to until the cameras are on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case, right? But are there in the realm of foreign policy, are there things that happen out there that could potentially touch us? Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So should we care? I think we should. I think we should care in the sense that, for the most part, what happens out there, people are affected here, yeah. Right? And then so whatever it is that happens in the world, I think if we want like harmony to be taking place in our day-to-day lives, then I think we want things to be harmonious, right? So if something is disrupting that harmony, then of course we should kind of see and try to assess what the hell is that disruption taking place, and then try to suggest things that'll kind of put things into place, right?
So you're saying that the politicians in Washington D.C. need a strong dose of the Doormen, because we are unharmonious fixing individuals.
We're gonna change the lyrics of that song, Ebony and Harmony. No. I'll play the part of Ebony.
Yes,
because I'm the darker guy.
Well, I don't know if I should play Harmony.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
We'll come up with a different
one. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, the reason why you want to care about
Ebony and Agony.
Agony and Harmony.
There we go.
What?
There we go.
Agony, and I guess I'll be Harmony. Shout out to my granddaughter, Harmony.
I was about to say, when are you going to say that?
She's awesome, man.
Said her name 17 times.
Yeah, that beautiful girl, man. Anyway, yeah, I mean, look, anything that disrupts the flow of harmony out there, we should kind of take interest in. I think the world should take interest in.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think as we've said all the time, right? It begins with like us, and then it flows out. It begins with you as an individual, and then it floats out to the proximity and things that are touching everything in proximity. But so again, we can speak on those things, but like we definitely want to look at our own remedies, our own actions, and what it is that we can do to provide the harmony in our own spaces, and then suggest to the outer world like, yo, this is working for us. It may work for you.
Since we're doing shout outs, shout out to my daughter Addie, got a character award at school.
Nice.
Whole ceremony and everything.
Nice.
100% on her social studies test.
Nice.
Shout
out Addie. Hey, you know what I want to shout out?
What?
The fact that you are now engaged.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Stephen has proposed.
Yes.
To Shelby. Awesome.
And around the world, if you listen closely,
yeah,
hearts are breaking.
Slowly breaking.
Shattered glass. It's like the Stone Cold entrance.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stone Cold, let's talk about your Uncle Rock for a second.
Yeah, Uncle Rock, shout out. I've been on this like brief hate for Uncle Rock. Listen. So initially, I've shared so much love for Rock and for the Rock and all that he does. I'm a Samoan man. He's a Samoan man, and all that he's been doing for just to bring eyes and attention to our people and the glory of what we can possibly attain as a people, right? Because him as an individual has he's one of the most followed men. He's one of the most iconic entertainers of this time. And then, so, with all of that, I thought, man, my man is doing great things, man. He's cast a special spotlight on the Samoan Islands. He's done so much to highlight our people, as did, previous athletes like Junior Seau, Troy Polamalu, all these, great men. But
Rikishi.
Hey, shout out. Yokozuna. Hey, shout out. But The Rock has done it on a scale unseen before, right?
Yes.
And then his affiliations with certain things, right?
Yeah.
His affiliation with certain things just kind of it has really chapped my hide.
Right.
It's kind of like, man, you're making so much. I don't expect you to go and be charitable and rebuild Hawaii. I don't expect that.
You could.
But I did not expect to see him and Oprah asking the average American to contribute to that. That's what I didn't expect. Right? Yeah. And that's what broke my heart. Right? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then like everything that he does, he makes everything so public.
Yeah.
Right. He makes it. And this is just for me. I was hoping that he would secretly, right, go and rebuild, a part of it, a part of that burning.
Right. Replace somebody's chimney, you fuck. And just,
something private.
Replant a fucking coconut tree.
Yeah, yeah, and then maybe use his influence to maybe create jobs out there, right?
Yeah.
You can employ a lot of those unemployed people out there in that island to help rebuild. I mean, there could have been a lot of things done on his part to help Hawaii after that that devastating fire.
That stage fire.
The fire from the satellites.
Yes.
It was government sponsored.
Yep. It was the movie Eraser in real life. The only reason I bring him up is because now, as predicted, he's flip-flopping on his previous affiliation with
Joe Biden,
the leader of the country.
Yeah.
And he is very well spoken.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
If you break it down and all his big words and all his long sentences and his drawn out bullshit,
yeah.
he essentially says he fucked up and backed the wrong horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I give him props for saying that and admitting to it. So maybe, just maybe, the wave is or the tide is turning.
Okay.
But I still can't fucking stand the fact that he is everywhere I turn.
I mean, okay. I do understand why he's everywhere.
Why?
Well, I mean, look at him. He is okay. There may be, PEDs involved, but there may be PEDs. Maybe. I don't have any proof. He hasn't come out and admitted.
Here's
it.
my proof. There, brother Evan. You work out frequently, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frequently work out.
Okay. Frequently I work out, but the majority of my workouts are cardio centric.
Okay.
Now, whenever you're doing strictly cardio, you're not going to get the beefcake.
You're a strong guy. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
You're physically strong.
Okay.
You being 6 years younger than him,
Right.
there's zero chance if you quit your job and worked out every single day,
Not true.
you would not be his size.
Could I look? No.
Zero chance.
No. Zero chance.
Right.
Chance.
So
Could I be as defined as him? I could definitely be as
sure.
defined.
You can be as cut as him, but you ain't gonna be as big as him.
No.
Because
But
he's
a big man. He's 6'4", I'm 5'10".
Much like the JFK assassination,
Oh shit.
the proof is in the pudding.
Hey,
if you look at him
again,
if you look at him when he was wrestling,
I've made my explanation. I've articulated why I've had a problem with him recently, and I'm not backpedaling on that. I truly
the fact that you said
it was distasteful.
there may be PEDs involved.
Yeah, well,
that guy is a walking
back to why
HGH addict.
back to why we see him everywhere. I mean, what a great example of a man. What a great example of hard work.
Okay,
right?
I'll give it to you.
Hard work
Sure.
gets you whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
E
PEDs.
But you got to stick it out, right? Mm-hmm. Because, I don't know if you've read his book, but I read his book. And in his book, he talks about his failures. He talks about his time at
everybody
the
knows.
CFL.
He had $7 in his pocket.
Yeah. So to go from those failures to where he's at today, holy shit, kudos to him. And that's why I don't mind him being everywhere.
Well,
right?
maybe he's so long as
you can reference that, that experience.
Sure.
Right.
So here's the thing.
Do I think he should have played a gay bodyguard? I do not think.
No.
I think his career would have been just fine if he didn't put on a tutu. I think it would have all been like if he didn't wear leotards. I think everything would have been just fine. He'd have been great, right? And I know
or maybe not.
Men,
maybe since he signed up for that, and they're like, okay, if you sign up to be this, and this, we'll give you that, and that. And we'll partner you with Kevin Hart in every fucking movie for the rest of your natural life.
Yeah, maybe he needs to come out with a new play. I think one or two Kevin Hart movies in him would have been good, right? But you kind of you drowned it out. You oversaturated that play.
Nobody's really heard anything from Mr. Kevin Hart recently.
Why?
I personally think, with my conspiracy hat on, that everybody is 1,000% terrified that Cat Williams might be the next Nostradamus.
Well, I mean, okay.
Kevin Hart's sitting there thinking, oh shit.
Look at this whole Diddy.
Yeah, man.
Look at the flood of Diddy news, right? There's all types of stories being told about Diddy. And it seems what's going on with Diddy is exactly the blueprint that played out with the Epstein. Everybody at one time was an Epstein friend, an associate. Right. Mm-hmm. Epstein wasn't as broadcasted. He wasn't as popular a figure, as a P. Diddy. But everybody had dealings with Epstein. Right. Prince Andrew, go down the list. Right. Everybody and their mom has been on that island. But then, right, all of a sudden, after his utility is gone, it's dried up, boom.
Right.
Right. I'm pretty sure there's other newer players
Sure.
in that scene, right? Because come on, man. I mean, if you don't believe that there is something credible about the claim that
Diddy fucks dudes.
No, not just that. Not just that. But there's something credible about this whole blackmail situation.
Right.
Right. There's a group, and it's been practiced before. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was said to have practiced this exact tactic, right? Where they get these power players in compromising positions with underage people.
Right.
And they use that as blackmail. They use that as a foothold, a power foothold to pull the strings. Right. So is it possible that Diddy did this as well? Right. He participated in this same playbook. Absolutely.
Sure.
Right. I mean, it should be common knowledge, guys. Hey, guys, there's people out there looking, vying, fighting for blackmailing towards power. And then, so these two individuals, Epstein and Diddy, is it possible that they both had roles to play in that realm?
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can absolutely say that, yes, these guys had roles to play in that realm.
Here's my thing with what everybody that was, as soon as Cat Williams was on the Club Shay Shay. As soon as
did you see Eddie Griffin's response to that? Club Shay Shay? Club Gang? Okay.
All of them. Everybody, I saw Cedric's, I saw Steve Harvey's, and they're all very deflecting comments.
No, these guys weren't even deflecting. These guys were, Eddie Griffin specifically attacked Shannon Sharp. He didn't even attack. I didn't hear any attacks on Cat Williams himself. I don't know. I mean, maybe I didn't hear the whole.
No. Everybody is. Kevin Hart went on the next day on the Breakfast Club and was just talking nothing but shit that Cat Williams didn't work hard and blah blah blah. That was the last we ever fucking.
And he was even pointing to drug use.
Last comment. But I'm telling you, everybody who Cat Williams came after on that is one by one gonna fall,
or they have fallen.
Yeah. It's
wild.
I mean, you don't even know.
This guy is no Nostradamus.
No idea.
Hey, what statement did he say in 2024?
All liars. all truth will come to the light. Yep.
Oh, shit.
And everybody at the time was like, whatever. And now Diddy's like, oh shit.
Take that. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean,
I'm telling you, Diddy's gonna end up. So yesterday there was an article. Suge Knight does a podcast from jail.
Yeah.
Right. And he said, Diddy, your life is in danger.
Right.
And when you get here, you're gonna get yours.
Wow.
I was just like, what?
Question is, will Diddy ever go to jail? I don't think so.
No.
I think it's again, it's like that Epstein situation. Like none of these
his yacht will explode.
No,
randomly.
none of these reports though. None of these in any of these reports are they saying that these agencies are going directly to arrest Diddy. None of these reports. Not that I've heard. Hey guys, if you hear this, holla.
No, you're right. But here's also the other thing. That the Department of Homeland Security would not conduct a raid like that if there wasn't information in that house that they knew existed.
Right. But okay. So again, no one has come out and said Diddy is on the run and will potentially be arrested.
Not yet. But once they interviewed Justin Bieber,
why
Usher,
raid
and
the
Meek
home?
Mill?
Why raid the home if you're not out to arrest the owner of that home?
Because there's bigger fish to fry, my friend.
But again, what I'm going to go back to pointing at is the idea that this blackmail ring, right, with Epstein and now Diddy, it is absolutely a real thing. He may have things on very powerful people.
Mm-hmm. A video of him.
These powerful people.
A video of him blowing out Obama's back.
Bro.
For sure.
Bro.
Guarantee.
Bro.
I guarantee it.
Guys, you heard it here on this podcast.
Yeah. First, there's video out there.
Bro.
I'm telling you.
Dude.
And or let's go one step further.
Huh.
A video of Michael Obama blowing out Obama's back.
What?
Michael, that's a dude. That's a linebacker in a
No.
dress.
Well, let's circle back to the Diddy and Obama. Wow. If information of that
Bro, we will
nature,
never know that.
right? And I don't think they want anyone to know. We're not claiming that that's what it is. We're just saying, guys, could it be, right? Because with all the talk of
Well, there's old security guards coming out saying weird shit happened.
Yeah.
There's a dude that was concerned about I guess it was what the fucker's name? God damn, I can't remember that stupid rapper's name. It was around for 45 seconds.
which one? Shine?
No. Anyway, as a rapper whose cousin came looking for him before he was big at Diddy's house. And said, my cousin's in there. And the security guard's like, you ain't coming in here. And then he started a fight with the security guard. And here comes Diddy in a towel. And what the fuck is his name? With Ashanti all the time.
Ja Rule?
Ja Rule.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Ja Rule
Wow.
come out in a towel. What's going on out here? I'm like, what the fuck's going on in there? That's what I would have. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of stories, bro.
A lot of stories. Yeah, but okay. So what could it be? So we want to get to the nitty gritty. We don't want to kind of orbit in this realm. What could
He has the
powerful
same
people-
dirt that Giselle has
I'm sure.
in a
I am sure.
a lockbox somewhere.
I am sure
Yeah.
that something is going to come out about very powerful heads.
Maybe that's what the raid was, to get the info.
Right. Right.
And that's why he's not in jail.
maybe I'm guessing that's why they're not pursuing him. They're not pursuing
Yet.
an arrest of P. Diddy himself.
Yet on this charge.
Right.
When Bieber comes out and says that shit, Usher comes out and says when he was 15 shit happened. It's gonna be a different story. But P. Diddy is almost irrelevant.
I don't think he's ever going to be irrelevant.
In the
'Cause
music, nobody's ever gonna.
How long ago did this Epstein death happen? How long ago did he not
I'm
kill
saying,
himself?
I'm saying in the business, he's no longer going to make money selling music.
Sure.
Done.
But as far as relevancy, these guys are going to be infamous. These guys are going to be going down in history as two of the most influential human beings.
Sure. And if he does go to jail, it'd be very interesting to see if he ends up where Suge is.
Wow.
It'd be Death Row and Bad Boy. We go back to 92 real quick.
It is Bad Boy for life.
Take that.
Hey, I mean, I don't know.
That's fucking funny.
I don't know. I mean, so look, this is what I think, right? If Diddy would have just focused on making the music, if he would have just focused on, getting artists out there,
Bro, there's so much dirty shit about
doing what that initial focus was, right? What was
Right.
the initial focus? Creating this bad boy empire and just focusing on that. But instead, what happens is your attention gets, you get distracted, you get sidetracked, right? And then you start to do all of these things.
Quick ways for easy money.
Not even quick ways for easy money. I think you just you start basking in that. You start basking in your own urges and impulses.
Well, there was also two. In the beginning, there was 5 of them: Diddy, Cassie, Heavy D, I'll Be Sure,
What was Cassie a part of?
and somebody. Well, she was with Diddy at the time.
No, I think Cassie came later.
No, with those 4 or the 5 of them that started. I don't know what it was before Bad Boy. They all started this thing, and 4 of the 5.
Was it Uptown Records? I think it was Uptown
Uptown.
Records.
Yeah.
Heavy D was a part of that
Heavy D,
situation.
I'll Be Sure.
Yeah. I'd heard that video about that.
Yeah, and 4 of the 5 people dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll Be Sure was in some type of a coma.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I was in a coma forever, and then
Yeah, I'd seen
survived,
that.
and then
I'd
was
seen that
like,
video.
hey, why don't you not? And they were the one thing they all had in common was they were writing tell-all books.
Yeah. I'd seen that video about
So you have to wonder
Right.
why.
Right.
Again, think.
So again, I think this behavior or this, this side hustle of his, right, started back then. Right?
Sure.
There was something devious about what he was doing back then. And then,
well, this happened too, and then the next day, that ship runs into the bridge in Baltimore.
wow, what a distraction!
Not a coincidence.
What a distraction!
Yeah. It's like a magician.
Right.
Punching you in the face with his hand.
Yeah, exactly. What a fucking.
Hey, look.
Yeah, what a fucking distraction.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, what? I think we can. I think we can all come to an understanding, right? That things are happening. Things are happening that will affect lives.
Yeah.
Affect the country, right? Within, and then a lot of what we begin to see, especially being broadcasted, especially with video surveillance of it's constant surveillance through phones, through closed caption video everywhere, being planted everywhere, right? Like you saw the boat do its thing and smash on that Baltimore bridge, but things are happening, right? People in power are doing things, and then of course they want you to distract your attention.
Keep your head.
Of course
on the
they want to keep your head on. Why? Because they do not want you doing exactly what we're doing. We're thinking, right? We're trying to think these things through. If everybody bothered thinking these things through out loud, right? Thinking these things through, and then basing again. You think these things through so that you can make your moves,
right,
privately, right? You want to conduct your lives privately, and like for instance, we see all this shit. And we think to ourselves, we can't pay attention to a lot of the fluff that's going on out there.
Right.
We definitely want to move very methodically in our own spaces.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Steve? Like Steve's about to, enter in. Well, he's already practicing this blended family situation.
Yes.
And then, so he's going to be moving, and he doesn't. Maybe a part of the things that he does is he limits what his children see on social media. He's like, okay, man, there's a lot of craziness going on out there. Here, as far as what happens in our house, we're gonna stay off these devices. Right. You guys don't need to see all this crap.
Where do you do that? No screen time during the week.
No screen time during the week. Whatever. No cell phone. Period. I mean, whatever the things may be. So you take these things, you start to turn on your thinking caps, and you're like, yo, let me remove myself from this unnecessary noise. And right, or we move towards the necessary noise, right? Because there's like, for instance, there's certain things that I see out there, that promote, certain ingredients, certain foods, and they bring to light, what other foods may be causing. So in my house, I'm going to say, well, let's not eat that. Let's go ahead and begin to, spend more time eating this. And then we begin to practice this shit, right? Like I've gone to a more meat-based diet. I've practiced it. It's done wonders for me, right? Sometimes I'll move towards a more plant-based diet, and I'll try it, and then I'll assess what good it does for me. If it does good, continue, right? So you see all this stuff, and then you want to assess these things for the purpose of what the moves that you can make, and not so that you can cry about what's going on out there, not so I can cuss out The Rock every chance I get on the Rock. Hey, look, again, I've articulated my love and hate for The Rock, and there it is. But yeah, it's not because of that. Like let's say I do watch Rock videos. And then, I see what he's doing, what kind of lifts he's taking on, right? Like, again, I've been on a cardio trip. I don't lift weights so much anymore. But if I see, man, you know what? I want traps. What is he doing to puff them traps up? Maybe I'll go ahead and again, right? It's all about it's all about the behaviors that we individually practice. Sure. It's not all about what goes on out there. I'm going to stay away from, Diddy type parties. That's for sure. Oh. So if I go, I like to go out occasionally,
Old
he goes
video,
out,
old
you know,
video resurfaced of LeBron saying, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." Bad take, bro.
Well, I mean,
Bad
and then like when you do go out to party, you watch out for people like a Diddy, like you know, all these other, you know, folks, and then you like stay away from them, dog. You know what I mean? I think that's why you do all of this.
But we're not the most approachable group of people when we're out.
You know.
So maybe.
Hey, you know, I think we are, especially when we're doing karaoke.
Maybe.
We definitely get people coming up and saying, "Hey, man, you do a great country."
Yeah, the last time was excessive. I felt harassed.
No, well, I mean, come on, man, you do a great country rendition of, you know, of any song.
I just, you know, you gotta got some balls to come up to me and ask for a request.
Hey, but you did it.
No, I didn't. Didn't do the
I thought
request.
you did.
No. Not the one that weirdo was asking for.
What was she asking?
She asked for drinking problems. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
And she was so loaded, she didn't even know, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought. I mean,
No, we have fun when we go karaoke. I'm just saying, for the most part, you're not gonna have a group of Diddy type individuals come up to us and be like, "Hey, you want to come to a Diddy party?"
We don't look like those
So,
guys.
hey, why don't you go fuck yourself?
I don't think we look feminine enough.
How about that?
Shit.
Why don't you go stick it in your ass?
I don't
Get
think
out of here.
our the switch in our walk is
absolutely not.
is up to par and shit.
And the fact that in the karaoke room at Keegan's, we own 90% of the room.
Right. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Keegan's, man. You guys are an awesome bar, awesome entertainment on a Friday night.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, pretty good food too, man.
You know what I heard?
Huh.
June 12th, 2024, the mask mandate comes back.
No fucking way.
Why June, people? Why June?
Right on cue.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, this is, if you're paying
Well, we're
attention,
heading into the election.
the playbook
so
is right in front of you.
it's right in front of you.
You can
They're
almost
going to
guarantee.
say no in-person voting, guys.
Yep, of course.
Mail in your ballots.
Mail in only.
Yeah, yeah.
And for the first time ever, you're going to be able to mail in up to 10 ballots per social security number. Fucking joke.
What a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, take all of this into consideration, right?
Open your eyes.
Think it through.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay to speak what you think, right? But just be prepared for the response. Be prepared for the rebuttal.
Yep.
Right? And then, you know, articulate a response to the response, a response to the rebuttal. Right? That's what conversations are about, you fucks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, God, like,
That was aggressive for the unaggressive one.
Well, I mean, look, it's the PC days are over.
Yeah,
Right?
finally.
Stop the PC shit, right? Let's just have conversations. Be ready for some harsh, brash.
Get your feelings hurt and get the fuck over it.
Yeah, build bridges.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah. Thick skin.
Yeah.
You bunch of pussies.
Thick thighs. Thick thighs.
Whoa.
Thick thighs
save
lives. Thick skin. We got to come up with some type of a rhyming thing.
Thick skin.
Thick skin, you win.
There you go. That works.
I don't know.
That's temporary. I'll think of a better one.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's for now. Thick skin and you win. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here
The
first.
more you say it, the worse it gets.
Thick skin, you win.
God.
Come on, man. It's gonna catch, bro.
Hey,
it's gonna catch.
you know what? If anybody is looking for a job,
shit.
the fast food industry pays $20 an hour now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be $76 for a Big Mac here pretty soon. But hey, at least the guy pressing the button at McDonald's gets $20 an hour.
Hey, speaking of jobs or whatever, Spook, Earl, and myself, we've bought a truck.
Oh.
And we've hired a driver.
Hey, good.
And we will be rolling very soon.
Who's the driver?
My buddy Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Great dude. Great driver. One of the guys who's taken me in. There's a list of guys who have taken me in on this journey. For those of you who are just new to this podcast, 22 years I spent in the classroom. And then so for the past 2 years, a little over 2 years as far as like, the time I thought of or joins a trucking school. So 2021 December, I had a conversation with Suge. January of the very next year, 2022, I enrolled in a class and I began trucking school January 3rd of 2022. Yeah. And then 2 years later, we're purchasing a truck, man.
Nice.
Yeah, with Earl and Spook as partners. You guys are awesome. My brothers.
Cool people.
Cool people. But yeah, so yeah, good things are happening. Great things in the horizon.
Yep.
Anything else to report on this fine sunny day?
No.
Boy, am I glad all this rain is over, though.
Engaged truck. No, we're good.
We're good. Hey, and with that,
The rain is over too.
the rain is over. Thank you. Bed ready.